Hey there, it's Gabby. Today we're going to learn 4 tips for rock painting. The fun thing about painting rocks is you can paint them however you want, but I'm going to show you 4 things that I learned from painting these 4 rocks. First thing you got to do is try to find some rocks. So I did look outside, but the closest thing I found was this block of concrete, and it looked like this lizard had already claimed it, so I just let him be. I ended up going to my local Home Depot, and in the garden section I got a bag of rocks. So this is what my bag of rocks looks like. It was only $11, but it was very heavy. So if you go to buy rocks, make sure to bring a cart. That's definitely something that I should have known. After I got home, I washed off my rocks with soap and water, and I got them ready to be painted. So my first tip for painting rocks is to layer, layer, layer. Painting rocks is just like painting a tiny little painting. So we're going to start with our background and then move up to the foreground. So you can see here the first thing I did on this rock is just do like a nice little gradient from like a deep blue purple to a light blue. I decided that this background needed some stars, so I took white paint, watered it down with my paint water, and then I just used my finger to pull the bristles back and spring a bunch of little splatter painted stars all over the rock. I finished my first layer, now I gotta let it dry. Once it's completely dry, I can start on layer number 2. So I'm gonna add a little moon to my picture, which is just a little white ball, and a little texture with some gray. Layer number 3, you need to make sure the moon is completely dry, and then you can go ahead and start adding your tree. So the way I like to do trees is I start really skinny, and I just kind of map out how I want my tree to go, and then I go back, I make the bottom part of the tree wider, and then I add those super skinny little branches way up at the top. For tip number 2, use the back of the brush to make dots. This is great for the little mandala rocks, which is the one that I did here. All you gotta do is use the back of your brush, or you can use a toothpick or a Q-tip, and you want to dip into the paint after each dot. And you just keep going around, adding different colors, and it usually comes out looking pretty cool. Tip number 3 for rock painting is to paint one side at a time. So I painted the lime green first, it's already dry, then I can flip it over and do the back. If you try to paint both sides of the rock at the same time, it's going to make a big mess. After I'm done with my dark green on the back of the rock, I'm going to go ahead and let it dry. Once it's dry, I can flip it over and start adding all the fun little details on the front of the avocado. Tip number 4 is to do a coat of white first if you're using light colors. So I'm going to use yellow and orange here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a coat of white just over the front of the rock. And then after that's dry, I'm going to go in and do my background. I let my background dry, and now I can start adding those details. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to be creative and have fun. You can keep your rocks if you want to, or you can hide them outside for other people to find them. Totally up to you.